Hey, what's going on, all you classic Mustang lovers out there? This is Hyder Restorations coming at you for a really quick video. So today what we're going to be doing is we are actually going to install a 21 gauge sheet metal firewall protector behind this back seat. So when we come around to the back side, I'm going to go ahead and just seal this up a little bit to give us some protection because my kids like to ride in the car. And also to create just a little bit more of a barrier when you talk about fumes and exhaust and gas and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully try to reduce some noise a little bit. I am going to put some noise canceling padding just on the back here and then on the bottom of the inside of the floor pan when I do get to the interior. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and remove back seat. And then I'll show you guys the National Parts Depot, the MPD 21 gauge sheet metal that I got for like 80 bucks shipped. That I'm going to go ahead and seal with some red gasket sealant, which is high temp. And then I'm going to use some screws to go ahead and self tap that in, and then I'll put it all back together. So let's go ahead and get started. So these are the parts we're going to be using. So you can see that I went to O'Reilly's and picked up some max temp sealant. I know that there is sound deadening sealant and a bunch of other stuff. Not really to that point that I wanted to go and order some stuff online. So I've just got some basic sealant. I'm going to go ahead and seal all around the edges and clean that up. You can see part number wise, that's our part number. Paid 85 bucks for it. And I know some of you are going to say, why did you pay $85 for some sheet metal? Well, because I didn't want to pull out my plasma cutter and buy some sheet metal, measure it and cut it. I just wanted to spend 85 bucks and get it done. So first thing I'm going to do is grab some rubbing alcohol. This is going to be the trunk facing side. So I'm going to go ahead and just rubbing alcohol all over the sides of this. And then I'm also going to put some rubbing alcohol just all along the sides right here where this is going to seal to. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my drill bits and I'm going to just kind of drill for some self-tapping screws, the first 4 or 5 of them, and go ahead and install it. All right, so I've got the sheet metal in, I've got everything wiped down. And the one thing I want to note is you're going to have several of these notches that are used for the old cardboard. You're going to want to go ahead and remove just any type of non-smooth surfaces. So what I did is I just grabbed a screwdriver and pried this up. I can grab my hammer, my trusty hammer, and just kind of hit it up and in, flatten that out a little bit, and that sheet metal will go on just straight away, which would be nice. So I've got the firewall in now. You can see that I used red high temp silicone just based on the recommendations that you use high temp in case there's any type of fire or gasoline event. Obviously, I'm gonna have to clean this up. Rubbing alcohol takes this stuff right off. I really don't care that I can see this because as soon as I go to do the interior, I'm gonna be painting all of this anyway, all one color, probably black. And so, yeah, got the firewall in. It doesn't seem to, to have too much play in it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw the back seat in. But I think the biggest takeaway that I have from doing this is you got to make sure that everything is flat before you install these, because I didn't realize, but there was a little bit of a bend right here, and it's because there was an accident in that quarter panel that was repaired probably 40 years ago or more, because this thing hasn't been driven since 79 until I pulled it out of a field last January 20th. And so this had a little bit of a bend on the crease, and so I had to pull it out and then be able to flatten that down. So all in all, it turned out pretty well. I mean, I've got the back seat. I'm going to go ahead and put the back seat back in. I just ordered some insulation, some sound deadener, so I'm going to go ahead and stick that as a barrier between the actual seat and then the firewall. But yeah, all in all, it turned out pretty well, and it's really nice because I'm not going to hear crap moving around in the trunk anymore. So hopefully it's functional, hopefully it works. And yeah, that's it, you guys. That's the firewall in a 65 Mustang. It's all seated up, it's sealed. I'm going to go ahead and hit a couple tack welds, but I'm not going to show that on a video. As soon as I get the deadener, I'm going to do some couple hit it with a couple weld spots and then deaden over it and then throw the seat back in. But all right, y'all. I mean, if that was helpful, for those of you that have never done these before, it's pretty easy. Just got to make sure it's flat. You're going to want to use a ton of sealant to make sure it's not squeaking. It's also going to help hold it in place. I first put 1 and then 2 in the top corner. I used a hammer to just kind of like get it where I wanted it to go. Got those 2 in and then just started screwing around it with, like I said, a pretty heavy, I mean, you can see I've got a decent amount of the red high temp sealer behind this. And so once that dries up, that should be pretty good. All right, y'all. If that was helpful, go ahead and hit us a like and a subscribe for the video. And if you have any questions and try this, take this on yourself, I think it's probably worth it. Now that I've done it, pretty glad I did. It was pretty easy. This project took me maybe 45 minutes to do in total. Okay, y'all. We'll hit you on the next video. Hyder Restoration's out.